The year 2026 was always supposed to be the tipping point. For over a decade, we have watched the smartphone industry move in predictable, iterative cycles. A slightly faster chip here, a slightly better camera there. But as we stand on the precipice of Apple's next major unveiling, the whispers coming out of Cupertino and the supply chains in Taiwan aren't just about better. They are about a fundamental shift in what a handheld computer is capable of. The iPhone 18 Pro Max isn't just a phone. It is the culmination of a decade-long internal project to erase the boundaries between professional-grade hardware and consumer electronics. We're talking about a device that finally moves beyond the limitations of fixed optics, a device that breathes through a silicon heart so small it defies the traditional laws of physics, and a screen that is finally starting to disappear into the frame. Welcome back to my channel Tech Rivet for exclusive insights into the future of tech. Subscribe my channel. Hit the bell icon for more tech updates. ***. If you look closely at the leaked schematics from the TSMC fabrication plants, you begin to realize that the A20 Pro chip is the real star of the show. While the rest of the world is still struggling to master the 3nm process, Apple has successfully made the jump to 2 nanometers. To the average user, that sounds like marketing jargon, but in reality, it means the iPhone 18 Pro Max will possess more raw computing power than the MacBook Pros of just a few years ago. This isn't just about opening apps faster. This is about real-time, on-device generative AI that doesn't need to ping a server in North Carolina to finish your sentences or edit your videos. Imagine a world where your phone doesn't just record 8K video, but actually relights the scene in real time using neural engines, correcting shadows and highlights as if you had a professional lighting crew standing behind you. That is the promise of the A20 Pro, and according to insiders, the efficiency gains are so massive that we are looking at the first true 2-day battery life in a Pro Max model. But the real magic, the thing that is going to make people line up around the block in New York and London, is the camera. For years, the physical limitation of smartphone has been the fixed aperture. You are stuck with one lens opening, forced to rely on software hacks and portrait mode algorithms to fake that beautiful, blurry background. Not anymore. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is rumored to debut Apple's first ever mechanical variable aperture system. This is a game changer. It means the lens can actually open and close physically, just like a high-end DSLR or a Leica camera. In bright sunlight, the aperture narrows to keep your photos crisp and perfectly exposed. In the dark of night, it opens wide to drink in every available photon of light, producing natural, buttery bokeh that no software can replicate. When you combine this with a new dark cherry titanium finish, a deep, brooding burgundy that shifts color depending on how the light hits it, you realize that Apple is no longer just selling a gadget. They're selling a piece of jewelry that happens to be the most powerful tool in your pocket. Wait until you see the display. The rumors of under-display Face ID have been circulating for years, but 2026 is the year the dynamic island finally begins its retreat. By moving the infrared sensors beneath the OLED pixels, Apple has managed to shrink the cutout significantly, giving us the highest screen-to-body ratio in history. The 6.9-inch LTPO Plus panel isn't just bigger, it's smarter. It can now reach a staggering 3,000 nits of peak brightness, making it visible even under the harshest midday sun in the California desert. But it's the efficiency that matters. The new display technology allows the phone to stay in an always-on state with almost zero impact on the battery. You could leave your phone on your desk all day, and by the time you pick it up at 5 p.m., you'd still be sitting at 95%. This level of optimization is what happens when a company controls every single layer of the stack, from the atoms in the silicon to the pixels on the glass. Let's talk about the C2 modem. For the longest time, Apple was relying on Qualcomm for the chips that connect your phone to the world. But the iPhone 18 Pro Max marks the debut of the second-generation in-house Apple modem. This isn't just about 5G speeds, it's about stability. Hearing reports of a smart switching feature that uses AI to predict when you're about to enter a dead zone and pre-caches your data, so your call never drops and your video never buffers. Whether you're in a crowded stadium or a remote hiking trail, the C2 modem is designed to keep you tethered to the world with surgical precision. And with the transition to 12 gigabytes of RAM across the Pro lineup, multitasking is finally becoming seamless. You can jump from a high-end AAA game, rendered with hardware-accelerated ray tracing, straight into a 4K ProRes edit without the phone even breaking a sweat or closing a single background app. As we move toward the September 2026 keynote, the picture is becoming clear. The iPhone 18 Pro Max is the bridge to the next era of computing. It is a device that anticipates your needs before you even swipe the screen. It's a camera that understands light like a cinematographer. It's a battery that refuses to die. And most importantly, it's a statement. In an era where every smartphone looks the same, Apple is doubling down on the Pro moniker, creating a tool that isn't just for everyone, but for those who demand the absolute limit of what technology can achieve. This is the 2026 flagship. This is the future refined.